Kuala Lumpur is modern, diverse, and full of surprises, and one of the best ways to experience it? Hop on the metro.
With a network of trains and buses zipping across the city, KL's public transportation is surprisingly easy, even if you've never used it before.
Learning to ride it gave us the freedom to explore everything, from the iconic Petronas Towers to colorful street markets and even unexpected spots we'd never heard of.
But what really surprised us wasn't just where we went, it was how we felt while riding.
We'll show you what we discovered exploring Kuala Lumpur by metro. I'm Noelle.
And I'm Jonathan.
We're on a mission to live in 100 countries.
Ever wonder what would happen if you got rid of all your stuff and traveled around?
A few years ago, we would have said that was crazy or irresponsible.
But there's more than one way to travel.
Whether it's months in Colombia,
Or months in Romania,
weeks crossing oceans,
slowly traveling the world.
we're writing our own story.
Everywhere we go, we meet amazing people.
This channel may not be for you, but we're inviting you to come along with us.
Because we're not just traveling.
Subscribe for free. Kuala Lumpur's metro system is more than just transportation. It's your gateway to adventure.
Looking at the metro map might feel overwhelming at first, but trust us, it's easier than it looks. Each colored line connects you to different stops with so many things to see that there's no way you'll see it all.
And every stop has something different to offer. Malls, temples, skyscrapers, food courts, and restaurants. So much food.
So let's hop on the train and show you what we found. First stop, KL Central.
KL Central is the heart of the city's transportation hub, and it's a good place to transfer to different lines. Many of them connect here.
Inside you'll find new Central Mall, air-conditioned, modern, and filled with food, shops, pharmacy, all sorts of things.
Right outside the station is Brickfields, also known as Little India. The vibe totally shifts here. Colorful decorations, Hindu temples, and the scent of spices in the air.
But one of our best finds? An Italian restaurant called Roberto's.
Yes, it caught us totally off guard. They have some really good food here. They serve warm water instead of cold, which is pretty common here. The food is absolutely delicious. We went there a couple times and ordered chicken paninis, a calzone, and lasagna. And honestly, it was one of the best Italian meals we've had. It even gave Italy a run for their money.
It's not warm. It's like hot. This is hot water. They gave us hot water.
Not hot like tea.
Not hot like tea, it's just like, they said they would give us warm water. I thought it was going to be room temperature, but this is like heated. Not hot like tea, but it's like bath water.
But it is filtered water.
You wouldn't expect it at a metro stop, but that's the fun of exploring KL this way. You never know what you'll find.
Next, we're going to Pasar Seni, which drops you into the heart of Kuala Lumpur's creative and cultural center.
First up, Petaling Street, in the heart of Chinatown. It's one of the oldest streets in Kuala Lumpur and buzzing with life. Nearby is Central Market, a vibrant spot with artisan goods, souvenirs, and lots of air conditioning, which is a bonus.
We spent a while wandering the stalls, checking out art, jewelry, and local snacks. It's a great place to pick up gifts that aren't fridge magnets. One thing that stood out to us was how many cultures mix here. Malaysia is a Muslim-majority country, but you also see Chinese temples, Indian shrines, and statues with offerings all over the city. That mix is everywhere, in the food, the architecture, and even how people dress.
And yep, you'll also see signs for Muslim prayer rooms. It's all part of everyday life here, and it makes for a really great experience as a visitor.
The KLCC stop takes you right to the most iconic landmark in the city, the Petronas Twin Towers.
They're absolutely massive. Standing at the base, you feel like an ant. And the fountains out front? Great spot to chill during the day.
We actually could see the fountains from Chili's. Yes, the American chain.
But at night, it's even better. The fountain light show is a full-on spectacle. It's very fun to see.
This whole area is ultra-modern and upscale, but still welcoming. And the fact that you can just hop off the metro and be here? So convenient.
One thing we loved was how easy it was to take the metro back at night. It felt safe, well lit, and honestly, kind of peaceful after a long day out.
And since we were here for a month, we had time to do little things too, like exploring random malls or even buying contact lenses.
This part shocked us. You can buy name brand lenses, the exact ones I use.
So I was running out of contact lenses, and I thought, hey, why don't we just see if they sell them here? And guess what? They do. The exact same contact lenses that I have, that I always use, they sell them right here. They only cost 60 Malay ringgit.
Around $13 US, and they were only 60 ringgit.
I'm so excited, and I can't believe it. And you don't need a prescription either. You just buy them. In the US, I remember I had to get a prescription from the doctor in order to buy my contact lenses. But here, I can just use my old prescription and get the same box without having to see a doctor.
Living in KL, even for only a month, gave us this beautiful mix of everyday life and big adventure. One day you're exploring a street market, the next you're staring up at Merdeka 118, the second tallest building in the world.
And doing it all by metro? That's what made it feel like we were part of the city, not just visiting it.
One thing we didn't know until we saw it, there are women's-only coaches on some of the metro lines.
They're clearly marked with pink signage and help make the ride more comfortable, especially during busy hours. A thoughtful touch, honestly.
One of the most iconic metro trips you can take from KL is to Batu Caves. It's on an older line, so the trains look a little different, but they get the job done.
It feels very different here. This is a different feel to this train station, train area, because it's not a big train station. It looks like an old train station, and it's not like the metro. I'm not sure what it looks like, and I'm not sure how often they come or when it's coming. So I think we're on the right platform now.
We went the day after the massive Hindu festival, Thai-Pusan. So it was still buzzing with color and energy, and a whole lot of trash. Discarded shoes, food wrappers, and offerings were everywhere.
We're standing here at Batu Caves, and this statue is huge, very big, a lot bigger than I thought. It's really beautiful too. It's kind of cool to be here. We're here just days after the Thai-Pusan festival, so there's lots of post-festivities.
Let's go walk up the stairs. Let's see what's inside.
We saw people dressed in yellow, some with shaved heads, others balancing jugs on their heads while climbing the steep stairs.
And that giant gold statue of Lord Murugan? It's absolutely massive. You can't look away from it.
We climbed the steps to the top.
Just a breather. Heart's beating fast. It's really hot and humid. We made it to the top. Let's see what's inside now.
Was it easy? Was it easy?
No, I mean, it's fine, but it's hard because it's hot and humid. Just gotta make sure you breathe, but the stairs are not a problem.
There are signs with rules and areas where you have to go without shoes, which I'll be honest, that feels a little gross.
At the top, we saw shrines, incense burning, and monkeys. Lots of monkeys. Just hanging out like they own the place.
It's quite the hike up those stairs, and in case you were wondering, there is no bathroom at the top.
I don't know why, but I kept expecting to see bats in the caves. But no, just monkeys and people.
At the base, you'll find souvenir shops, snacks, and places to buy bangles or traditional clothing. It's touristy, but still worth seeing, especially if you want to experience the religious and cultural side of Batu Caves. Back in the city, we decided to try something we've never done before, an express Korean facial in Malaysia.
It's actually a thing. Super popular, and the clinic had a line of people. Where are we going?
We are going to that place, K-Skin, Korean facials. And so we're gonna get like a 15-minute facial. We've never gotten a facial, neither of us. So this will be fun. You don't have to.
A before and after.
No.
How was it?
It was quick and a few different steps, and I was crying during it. My tears were streaming down my face. I was trying to stay so calm, but it hurt when she was scraping my face or whatever was going on. I was like so tender. I don't know, I have very sensitive skin. I guess I'm a very sensitive person, so. It was very interesting. I didn't know what she was saying because she has a thick accent, so I couldn't understand her either. She seemed like she didn't want to work on me very long because I was just like, I don't know, hurting. I tried not to, but whatever.
Now it's my turn.
Let me just say, it was way more painful than I expected. They really go deep with the tools.
I thought Noelle was kidding, but no. When it was my turn, I was begging for it to be over.
How was it?
That was probably the most painful thing I've ever experienced. I mean, I don't like the dentist. I really don't like going to the dentist. But this was way worse. I was just begging for it to end. It was like she was just popping every pimple on my face, even though I don't have any pimples, I don't think. I guess she was just popping every pore. She's squeezing every pore with all of her might. And just digging into my face. Oh my gosh. I couldn't handle the pain, you know. Tears were streaming down my face as I was just trying not to scream. It was like literal torture to endure. And I don't think I'm doing that again.
To recover, we treated ourselves to a drink from Mixu, which we started noticing everywhere in KL.
We tried a Valentine's Day special, a rose lychee milk boba. It was floral, sweet, and super refreshing. So we just got this. It's the promotional object for Valentine's Day. We even got this free, like a car freshener, it looks like. Let's try it. So we'll see how it tastes. It was like only $1. It's good. It's got that nice jello stuff in it.
Is it a milk tea or is it like just a drink? It just says creamy rose or lychee
No, it's
rose.
not a tea. It's just a milk drink.
Lychee rose creamy drink.
Lychee rose creamy drink. Yum.
Funkus Kaka?
And speaking of getting around, crossing the street in KL, it's kind of chaotic. The walk sign shows someone running at a full tilt, which was hilarious. One of the coolest places we stumbled upon was Book Excess, a hidden bookstore built inside what looks like an abandoned section of the mall. You can find this one at the Cochrane stop at My Town Mall.
There's a secret entrance through another store, and suddenly you're inside the massive industrial space with unfinished concrete, exposed pipes, and tripping hazards everywhere.
We thought the warning signs were a joke at first, but no, this place really is built into the cracks.
But it's also amazing. People were studying, reading, sipping coffee. It had a total hipster vibe.
We ordered cake at the cafe and just soaked in the atmosphere. Totally unexpected and one of our favorite finds.
Also at Cochrane Stop is My Town Mall. It's huge. Think multi-level department stores, endless restaurants, and a mix of international and local brands.
We didn't film everything we saw there, but it really showed how modern and connected Kuala Lumpur is. You can go from caves and temples to upscale malls in a single day.
Exploring Kuala Lumpur by metro surprised us in the best way. We didn't need a car, We didn't need a tour, we just hopped on a train and let curiosity lead the way.
If you're visiting KL, give yourself time to explore beyond the tourist spots. Get off at random metro stops, try the food, and maybe even get a facial, if you're brave enough.
Only if you're brave enough. Thanks for coming along with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. What's the coolest metro system you've ever ridden?
And if you've been to KL, tell us your favorite stop. We're always looking for new places to explore.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire.